If you've been a fan of the extended media of Doctor Who, been active in Facebook groups or forums, you've probably heard of the missing episode animations. Starting in 2006, these animations have been a brilliant way to breathe new life into otherwise dead and buried stories. Recently, they seem to have been picking up a lot of steam, but now they're stopping dead in their tracks. Join me as we find out why. Before we get into the news itself, allow me to give a brief history of the animations. The information I use here can be found in the in-depth video done by Josh Snurs, linked below. In the 1970s, as VHSs were taking off, Doctor Who was selected to be one of the shows to have a big set of releases. When the company went to go see the videotapes they had in stock, it was found that most of these episodes had been wiped from the archives to make room for new stories, meaning a number of episodes from the 1960s and 70s were lost forever. With the only surviving footage from most of these stories being in audio form, the BBC decided to test out the idea of animation. In 2006, for the DVD release of The Invasion, Cosgrove Hall were tasked with animating episodes 1 and 4. After reasonable success, it seemed like this would be a nice way to bring these episodes back going into the future. And then nothing happened for 5 years. In 2011, Planet 55 were tasked with animating episodes 4 and 5 of The Reign of Terror, and since then, a total of 13 stories have been animated, varying from parts to entire stories, with most of these releases coming in the past 5 years, thanks in most part to a deal between BBC Studios and BBC America, who agreed to help animate Power of the Daleks from Macra Terror, The Faceless Ones, Evil of the Daleks, Fury of the Deep, The Web of Fear, and The Abominable Snowmen in what seems to have been a package deal. Which brings us to today. Firstly reported by The Mirror here in the UK and subsequently picked up by the Radio Times, it has been said that BBC America have not committed to any further funding for these missing episode releases, with The Abominable Snowmen being the final release, slated to be out at some point this year. The report isn't extensive, or even truly confirmed, as according to the Radio Times, BBC Studios have refused to comment at this time. So, why could BBC America have stopped their funding? We can only speculate at this time, but the biggest rumour going around is that while the animations have been doing well here in the UK, they've not been doing well in America, which is obviously BBC America's main market. The other rumour is simply that the deal is up, and these were all the animations that had been agreed upon by both parties. I personally believe this story more, as it just seems more likely, to be honest with you. For me, this sucks big time. The show over the past few years really has been getting behind its 1960s and 70s content, and these DVD animations have been the icing on the cake for most DVD collectors over the past few years. As they're probably the closest we're ever going to get to seeing Evil of the Daleks or the Faceless Ones on screen. So, is it the end for animations? For the time being, it looks like it. These productions were so dependent on funding from BBC America, and they were never going to continue investing without seeing a return on that investment. This doesn't mean that the animations are gone for good, however. All it would take is for some backing, and Planet 55 or Cosgrove Hall could fire back up again. But at the time of recording, nothing is in place. I will of course update you all if there are any developments in this story. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'd love to know, do you have a favourite animation? Do you have a least favourite animation? Let me know in the comments below. Bye bye guys.